Hi students, welcome back to Follow Me class. I am very happy to see you one and all in this nice occasion. Today we are going to discuss a special topic from the hormones. In the previous class we discussed something about the hormones, introduction of the hormones, the glands and their function and everything we studied. Today we are going to study a peculiar gland that is called by the name pituitary gland. The pituitary gland is called by the master gland. Master, you know what is the meaning of the master. In the school we can see the master, headmaster. He is controlling all the activities in the school. He is controlling the teachers, he is controlling the students, and he is coordinating with the parents. He is coordinating all the functions which is taking place inside the school premises. Like that, the pituitary gland is said to be the master gland. As you know very well, the location of the pituitary gland and the structure of the pituitary gland. The pituitary gland is otherwise called by the name hypophysis. So it is located in the base of the brain, attached with the hypothalamus. In the back of the brain, attached with the hypothalamus. And we can see that it is the B-shaped gland. When you see the structure of the pituitary gland, it is the structure of the pituitary gland. It is the P-shaped organ. So in the pituitary gland, it is the anatomy. When you see the anatomy of the pituitary gland, which shows two structure. This part is called by the name anterior lobe or adenohypophysis, and this part is called by the name, this region is called by the name or posterior lobe or the neurohypophysis. So these are the two parts of the pituitary gland. When you see the anatomy of the pituitary gland, we can find two portions. The first one is the anterior lobe, that is called by the name adenohypophysis, and this one is the posterior lobe, which is called by the name neurohypophysis. These adenohypophysis are segregating some hormones which control the particular gland, and neurohypophysis also segregating some hormone, these two hormones. Now let us see one by one what are the hormones are secreted by the pituitary gland. Why does it called by the name master gland? The reason we are going to see. Okay, we can find the adenohypophysis are the anterior part of the pituitary gland stimulating the first hormone called by the name growth hormone, GH, that is indicated in two letters, GH, growth hormone. And the second one is the thyroid stimulating hormone, TSH. And the third one is the adrenocorticotrophic hormone, ACTH. And another one is the gonadotrophic hormone means GTH, gonadotrophic hormone. It is a sex hormone, we can say. And the last one is the prolactin hormone, PRL. So these are the 5 hormones segregated from the adenohypophysis or the anterior lobe of the pituitary gland. Growth hormone, thyroid stimulating hormone, adrenocorticotrophic hormone, gonadotrophic hormone, and the prolactin hormone. And the neurohypophysis, the posterior lobe of the pituitary gland segregating the hormones, one is vasopressin and oxytocin. These are the two hormones, vasopressin and also the oxytocin. So these are the two hormones are secreted by the posterior lobe of the pituitary gland, that is called by the neurohypophysis. Now let us go and see one by one what is the role of the growth hormone, what is the role of the thyroid stimulating hormone, what is the role of the adrenocorticotrophic, all the hormones, how they are playing, what are their roles. The growth hormone, these growth hormones are responsible for the growth of the individual or the growth of the organisms. As you know very well, the meaning of the growth means increasing in the size. Every organism is having a normal, what you call the growth. Sometimes we can find there is a abnormality in the growth also. So the growth of the individual which is controlled by this growth hormone, that's what we are calling GH, growth hormone. Second one is the thyroid stimulating hormone. Thyroid stimulating hormone in the sense, there is already you know the location of the thyroid gland either side of the trachea. You can find it in the neck region. This thyroid is stimulating some hormones, but that thyroid is stimulated, the thyroid gland is stimulated by this particular hormone. Without this hormone, that thyroid cannot be worked. So this TSH stimulating the thyroid hormone to segregate its hormones. So it is controlling the thyroid. And another one is the adrenocorticotrophic hormone, ACTH. Adrenocorticotrophic hormone is produced from the adenohypophysis region, which control the adrenal gland. And when you see the adrenal gland, the location of the adrenal gland, which is above the kidney, we can find. And when you see the morphology of the adrenal gland, we can find two parts. One is the outer region and another one is the inner region. The outer region is called by the name adrenal cortex. The inner part, the middle part is called by the name adrenal medulla. But what happened, this adrenocorticotrophic hormone which stimulate the adrenal cortex region to produce its hormone. And another one is the gonadotrophic hormone, that is called by the name sex hormone. So there are two types of sex hormones produced by the gonadotrophic hormone. They are, one is FSH. FSH means follicular stimulating hormone. And another one is the LH, luteinizing hormone. These two hormones are called by the name gonadotrophic hormone. The follicular stimulating hormone, what is doing, in male, it stimulates the germinal epithelium cells in the testes to produce the sperm. In other words, simply we can say this follicular stimulating hormone in the male stimulating or it is involving in the formation of the sperm. At the same time, the follicular stimulating hormone in the female, which stimulates the growth of the ovary as well as the production of the ovum, production of the egg. So in male, follicular stimulating hormones are stimulating the germinal epithelium in the epithelial cells in the testes to produce the sperm. At the same time, in the female, what happens, these follicular stimulating hormones are stimulating the growth of the ovary as well as the production of the ovum, egg, that is the female reproductive cell. And also it is another hormone is called by name LH, luteinizing hormone. The luteinizing hormone is responsible for producing, in male it is producing the testosterone. It is the male sex hormone. For example, we can find in the testes, we can find the Leydig cells. These cells are producing the testosterone. Testosterone is the male reproductive hormone. At the same time, in the female, the luteinizing hormone is estrogen and also the progesterone. So these are the female reproductive hormones. And the last one is the prolactin hormone. It is the lactogenic hormone. Lactogenic means milk. The production of the milk by the mammary gland. For example, in the mammals we can find there is a special organ is called by the name mammary gland which produces the milk. So what happens, the lactogenic hormone, the prolactin is the lactogenic hormone which is produced by the adenohypophysis region of the anterior lobe of the pituitary gland, which is involving the production of the milk after the delivery. After the childbirth, we can find the milk production in the female. So that is controlled by the prolactin hormone. And now we can to the second one. It is the neurohypophysis. The neurohypophysis. What is the function of the neurohypophysis? It is the posterior lobe of the pituitary gland which is secreting two hormones. One is the vasopressin and another one is the oxytocin. So the functions of the vasopressin and what is the role of the vasopressin and what is the role of the oxytocin, now we are going to see. Okay, the neurohypophysis is secreting two hormones. One is the vasopressin and another one is the oxytocin. So the vasopressin is otherwise called by the name antidiuretic hormone. The kidney, you know very well, there are so many tubes are there. They are reabsorbing the water. So this antidiuretic hormone, vasopressin is producing the antidiuretic hormone which controls the loss of water. It controls the loss of water through the urine. The deficiency of this hormone, what happen, it reduces the reabsorption. Opposite we can find. If it is in the correct amount, what happen, the reabsorption will be more, the water will not go through the urine. So second one is when the deficiency of this antidiuretic hormone, what happen, it reduces the water reabsorption. That's what happen, the more urine output, the water will go through the urine. So this condition is called by the name diabetes insipidus. Diabetes insipidus. The second one is the oxytocin. This oxytocin is called by the name, it is the relaxing hormone. During the childbirth, the smooth muscles of the uterus will be relaxed by this oxytocin, and also which stimulate the mammary gland to produce the milk. So these are the two hormones. That's over. So why does we call the pituitary gland is the master gland? Because it is controlling all the glands. As I told you very earlier, the headmaster is the person who is controlling all the activities of the school. Like that, the secretion, the hormones produced by the pituitary gland which is controlling all the activities of other glands. So we can say it is the master gland. So that's all about the pituitary gland. So then we are going to study one by one what are the glands in our body and what they are producing their hormones. You will see it in the later classes. Thank you very much.